Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I've got a nice mail day here, and I've been talking about a lot of the comic books I've been collecting. Trying to get the variant covers. I've been highlighting my Native American, comic book covers. One of the things I didn't talk too much about, but you know, um, but is still, really relevant for me is, my Alex Schomburg LB Cole collection. And, I'm starting to get a little bit into the Golden Age horror comics, and not tremendously because, I don't know enough about them yet to really be dangerous. But I do know that, a couple years ago, they really went up in value around 2018. And they're kind of leveled off a little bit to where I feel like they're a little more affordable. So I've been kind of picking up a few of them when I get a chance. And so here we go. We'll start up. First book here is Justice League Incarnate, and this is one of my book. It was number 3 from the week of December 1st of last year. This is the 1 in 25 variant, and just really nice colors. And I think there's a new character here. Cool book. I'm very excited to grab this one. Next up, this one aside, is Phoenix Song Echo. And so this is a really cool book because, again, this is on my picks of the week, and this was a really early pick. This actually was from October 20th, 2021. And again, this fits a bunch of my collections. It's an indigenous cover, and it's a really cool art. And it was number 1 from that week. And this is my second copy. So again, a really cool cover, and very excited about that book. Next up is a book that wasn't on any of my top lists, I think. I'm going to go look again just to make sure. Because this is, David Nakayama cover. And with David Nakayama, I usually try to get the version. So this is Inferno Number One. And it's a really cool book. It did not make my top list when it came out. But it's a really cool Mystique cover. And I got it in a lot with this other book. Now, I got 3 books, and one of them was refunded, which it was the Rogue cover, which is a pretty hot book. But I did get this book, and this is definitely on my list. This is from, again, that week of December 1st. This is Hellions number 18, and this is the Unknown Comics variant of Phoenix. And so, I love the black on black and with the red hair and the flames, and just really cool cover. Really nice. David Nakayama Virgin variant for Hellions number 18. And again, very cool book. Now, next up is a book that didn't make my top 5 because it was kind of a little bit of a rare book, and it's the Reign number 1, so new series. And again, this is a Joe Hill, based on a Joe Hill story. And I felt like this book, got a lot of, the series got a lot of press, and really cool. This is the black and white version or sketch version of the main cover. I believe this is like a 1 in 100, so I think it's a pretty rare book. And again, from a series that's getting a lot of cool pub. So I was glad to pick that up. Next up is a book, again, for my top 5 list. This is the Dark Knight Steel number 3, the Pucci character sheet, so the D&D character sheet. It's the third, number 3 in the series. It's the Wonder Woman version. So they've done Batman, or Superman, Batman, and now Wonder Woman. So again, cool book. Again, part of my comic book variant series. And then next up is another one in that series. This is Symbian Spider-Man. Well, this was from the week number one. Yep. So this was the last book I needed for the first week I ever did, my top 5 covers. And so this is from October 13th, and this is the Peach Momoko 1 in 25 variant for the Symbian Spider-Man Crossroads number 4. Again, just a really cool Peach book. And again, I'm a pretty big Spider-Man collector, so it was cool to find, this book. And I got it from the same person I got this next book, which was kind of fun, and which was the Inferno number 4, and this is the Udon variant. And this is I think, hidden gem, 1 in 100. This book has got some awesome coloring. I think it's just a really fun book, and it's been doing very well in the secondary market so far. I was able to grab it pretty early in the release date, and I think it's gone up a little bit since I grabbed it. But the second Mystique cover, I'm not a Mystique collector, but she makes some really cool covers, and that was a really fun one. And then last but not least, in my raw comic books picks of the week is the actual cover for Reign number 1 that I used in my top 5. This is the Ben Harvey variant. This is from 616 Comics, so it's you can get it through Comics Elite, through 616. They make their variants available for a lot of different folks. And then you can see it's got the limited to 500 print run on it, and just a cool book. So there you go. That is my raw comic book cover picks of the week. Pickups of the week. Now, next up is some of my actual graded comic book pickups of the week, and I'll start with the big one. I mean, this is, I think, one of my favorite covers that I've picked up in a while. This is Thrilling Comics number 70. You can see it's a CGC 6.5, off-white to white pages. Now, this is a Schomburg airbrush cover. You can see a really pretty cover. Now, this book, I've looked at some other grades of this book, and sometimes this book comes up looking a little odd, and it's like right here. For the longest time, I would see this cover, and I would think this part of the book was stained. And no, that's just like a little darker part of the actual cover. So that's not a stain that's up there, even though this book can be stained. That is not part of it. This book is actually very, very nice grade for a Schomburg cover from this time period. Great artwork. It's hard to look at this cover and not think this screams, classic Golden Age and Schomburg work. So I'm very excited about this book, and again, fits a lot of my collecting goals. Next up is another book that, really fits into that comic book goals for the year, and it is Iron Man number 3 from last January. And this is the Native American Heritage variant, and there was a whole series of Barigi covers, and a couple things here. I really like the style of his art, and this is really cool. And you got to remember the Moon Knight. There's a really cool Moon Knight variant from Barigi as well. That's really cool and bringing some good bucks. It's a CGC 9.8 with white pages. They're not overly popular, so these books don't bring a ton, but they're not overly available, and so that's a really cool pickup from my perspective. As I want to get all of these covers. I think there's 6 or 8 of them in total, and they all have a similar style, same artist, and so different cover art, but they look cool together. And again, just like the David Nakayama covers, the negative space covers, secret covers, I tend to get, I want to get the run of them. It's kind of like fun to try to get them all. And it's just a fun collecting goal, and they're not overly expensive, but they fit my theme very, very well. And then last but not least is what I talked about earlier, which was getting some more, Golden Age horror. And this is Black Cat Mystery, and I'm a really big fan of the series. This is not, this is Rob Powell art, and just kind of a grotesque cover here. It's a 4.5 off white to white, so pretty normal. This is from 1952. Again, so this is a little bit of a later Golden Age book, but Black Cat Mystery to me has a lot of cool covers, and so I was cool about picking one up. I think it's since it's a little bit of a later Golden Age book, it's not quite as expensive, and I think these are really good values right now. A lot of the covers from this time period in like 2018 and 2019, these took way off and they've come kind of down a little bit. So to me, it's like a good time to buy the dip a little bit. And so picking up some of these, horror books. Now, I will say this, the cheesecake books from that time period have gone nuts. So it's kind of inverted. Like the horror was way up, and then now it's the kind of the cheesecake books. So it's like, ups and downs in the market. And so these books are a little cheaper now, but I think eventually it'll, like the cycles of all collectibles, these books will get hot again. And so I've been trying to get a few of the cooler covers. There's so many horror books from this time period, though. You can't, there's some of these will slip through the cracks, and so I got a good deal on this one. So that's my mail day today. I think obviously my favorite book from my from the greatest side was this Throwing Comics Out Schomburg book, and my favorite Rob book. After looking at all of them and seeing them all together, is still the Phoenix. This Phoenix on Echo Number One variant. I think it's just cool design, great execution. But a lot of cool books this week. That Rain Number One cover, that's a cool book too. So a lot of fun, a lot of cool books this week, and hope you guys like it, and let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.